I'm sharing this video as a combination of things. It's a reality check and a cautionary note. And I'm looking for some foreground interest here, and I'm having the same problem. I don't know if it's going to work. It's a bit of a strange one. Landscape photographers have to be prepared to go out and fail, but sometimes you just have to say enough. Hello again. Today I've come back to a location I've visited before. In fact, I did a video here 2 months ago, something like that. It's a place called Righteous Yoma, or at least that's what I know it as. It may have other names. I'll put the spelling here. And its main feature is a hill with a tower on. It's one of the medieval watchtowers and it's a ruin. I've shot it from down on one of the beaches before, and it makes for a really nice scene. Last time I came here I was hoping to get a shot of the tower from either from above or from level with the tower, but nature didn't play and there were no clouds in the sky, and I really didn't think the shot was going to work. I've come back up here today. I've made the climb up, made it up to the summit of the hill, which is above where the tower is. I was actually going to shoot this video at the summit, but it was far too windy up there, so I've come down a little bit towards the tower. But I've got a sneaking suspicion that today is going to be a repeat of the last time I came. The weather forecast said there was going to be increasing clouds throughout the afternoon, heading up to about 75–80% cloud cover in the lead up to sunset, and then it would start to clear about an hour after sunset. But it looks like that cloud is clearing now. There's some cloud inland, but there's almost nothing out to sea. In terms of getting the shot I wanted, I don't think it's going to work. But that's the way it goes sometimes. Mother Nature is responsible for the conditions we get. All we can do is try and be there at the right time. And today, I don't think I'm there at the right time. I did have a backup plan for today, which was to shoot a long lens shot of Puig Campana mountain, which is kind of over that way. And that has got a few clouds over the top at the moment, but the wind is blowing in from the sea, and I've got a sneaking suspicion those clouds are going to disappear as well. It's decision time. I've had a bit of a nose around here, and I'm just not seeing a composition with the tower in that's going to work without clouds out there. And the little bit of cloud that's out there is just a thin wisp. I doubt it would even show up, so I don't think I'm going to get the shot here today. So I'm going to head back across the ridge to the adjacent hill, which is where I climbed up, and see about my backup shot of the mountain Puig Campana and see if that's going to work. So it's about 45 minutes before sunset. The clouds have all disappeared apart from one big clump over that way, which is where the sun's going to be setting. So probably in about another 10–15 minutes the sun's going to disappear into that clump of cloud. The clouds over Puig Campana mountain that were there earlier, which is over that way, have gone. and this just isn't working for me. It's very pleasant up here. I had a lovely walk around, but photographically nothing's happening, and sometimes it works that way. If this was the only chance I had to shoot this location, I'd find a way to get a shot, but if I shoot something here now, I know I'm not going to be happy with it, and I can come back another time, so there's no point in shooting an image I'm not going to be happy with. Okay, it's been a week to the day since I was up here, and the last few days have been overcast, quite a lot of rain. Today we've got clouds, quite a lot of clouds. I've still got a bit of walking to do. I've got to cross over the ridge line over here between the hill I'm on and the taller hill, which is behind where the tower is, and then decide if I'm going to shoot from up on top of that summit, or whether I'm going to go down nearer the tower, or what I'm going to do. We shall see. I'm back up at the summit. Last time I was up here it was really windy, but today it's just a breeze, quite pleasant actually. It's cooling me down a bit after the climb. The tower is down there behind me, so it's on a lower level of the hill, and I'm not really sure whether to try shooting it from up here or whether to go down closer to it and see if there's a better composition. Anyway, I'm going to have a little wander around, try and decide where my best composition is going to be, and then maybe we'll set up and see about getting a shot, even though it's a bit early. I explored around the summit, and my first thought was a wide angle shot using some of the rocks on the ground up there as foreground interest, and then the tower in the background, and hopefully with quite a nice sky behind. But the problem is a lot of those rocks have got this kind of sort of scrubby bushes growing around them and sort of half dead grass, and they don't actually look that appealing. So I've come down from the summit, so the summit's up on the top of the hill up there behind me, and I'm now down actually slightly below the tower. You can see the tower behind me, and I'm looking for some foreground interest here, and I'm having the same problem. The tower might make for an interesting shot here, but I just can't find a composition that's working with all of this scrubby grass. Okay, I've decided to take a shot down here, low down near to the tower, and I've set up, keeping the camera low to get quite a low angle of view. I've got 18-105 lens at 18mm and a circular polarizer and a 2-stop soft ND grad just to hold the sky back a little bit. So basically I'm using these rocks down here in the foreground. Now unfortunately there's still this kind of scrubby bush and grass, there's not much I can do about that. Then I've got the path leading up, and then the tower, and then that bit of cloud in the sky. So what I'm waiting for now is a bit of light to come through and light up one side of the tower. It's not going to be strong light, it's going to be quite weak because of the clouds, and there's a bit of light coming through now. So I'm shooting at f11 and 1/40th of a second, 2-second timer. Let's just see what that looks like. I am still really struggling with compositions here. I'm trying to do something a little bit different. I don't know if it's going to work. It's a bit of a strange one. But this rock in front of me, just on the edge, there's a little tiny green thorny plant sticking out. So what I'm doing is I've set up low down. I'm pretty much excluding the sky from the image because at the moment it's not very interesting. And I'm probably going to crop it even further, maybe down to a 16:9 format when I've finished. So I've got the little thorny plant thing sticking out, and then the tree over the tower over on the other side of the frame. Now, in order to get everything in focus, I'm going to focus stack this. So I'm actually going to do 4 shots. So I'm shooting at f11, 1/20th of a second, and my first image is going to be focused on the rock here, the closest part, and that's going to mean the rock is in focus. Then I'm going to come up and I'm actually going to focus on that little green plant. Same exposure, f11, 1/20th of a second, and then I'm going to focus on the tower, and then I am actually going to focus on the horizon. Basically it gives me pretty much an infinity focus. Not that there's any detail out there, but it just gives me plenty of room to play around. And I'm going to merge those images later in Photoshop so that I get an image which is sharp all the way through. The sun has gone behind a big dark cloud over that way. It's not coming back out again tonight, so I don't think there's much point in hanging around. I'm sharing this video as a combination of things. It's a reality check and a cautionary note. The reality check part of it is it's really easy for anybody watching the videos that not just me but lots of other people put out to think that every time we go out we get images that we're happy with. And that's simply not true. Landscape photographers have to be prepared to go out and fail. That means we go out and sometimes we come back with images that are just okay, and sometimes it means we come back with nothing, like I did in the first half of the video. The cautionary note is something else. I've been back to this location about half a dozen times in the last 2 or 3 months, maybe a bit more than that, and I still haven't got a shot that meets my hopes and expectations for this location. I think probably the best things I've got have been today, and I'm not sure how good they are. My hopes and expectations, I think, are the problem. I've set this location up as being something special, as being something where I should be able to get something really spectacular, if only the conditions will be right, if only there's the right amount of cloud and the right amount of light. Perhaps this location isn't that special. Perhaps I just want it to be. Or perhaps it is really special, but my expectations are actually preventing me from seeing the compositions that are going to bring out that special quality. And that's a trap that's easy to fall into. You become invested in a location that you've spent a lot of time exploring and trying to get images at, and you just want to keep on going back. But sometimes you just have to say, enough, no more. And that's what I'm saying today. I'm going to stop coming to this location for a while, for 6 months, maybe a year, and then I'll come back. And maybe when I come back, I'll see it with fresh eyes and be able to get the kind of shot that I want here. So I'm going to head for home now. I'll give you my usual reminder: like, shares, comments and subscribes, always appreciated. And until the next time, thank you very much for watching. Bye.